Today, we'll be talking a bit more about the Oculus Quest 2, because we've done a few interesting things with it. We've unboxed it, and we've also played Minecraft, and we've even played Minecraft in VR with it, thanks to the Oculus Link cable. But what if you just want to play it without the Oculus Link cable? How good of an experience can you get there? And what exactly are the limitations of it? Because, let's be honest, the hardware, it can only be so good when because let's be honest, hardware stuffed into something this small can only be so good. So what kind of experiences are you sacrificing if you just want to stick to the integrated hardware in the Oculus Quest 2? Well, let's find out. So here we are. One thing I do really like is that you can, as I'm doing right now, just record the experience with any kind of external hardware, which I love. No need for Steam or any capture cards. You can just record it and then you can simply just connect up to your PC and you're good to go. You can just then download everything you need from there. What I don't like is that if you don't want to connect, the only way to export it wirelessly without having to connect to anything is via sharing the clip on Facebook, which is, it's understandable. Anyway, here I am loading a Beat Saber, because let's give this a go. It's one of the most popular games on the Quest for a reason. But what song should I play? That's the main question. Is Crab Rave like copyright strike on YouTube? I guess we're about to find out. Now, this may not be the best example of what I'm trying to show here, because this isn't a very graphically demanding game, but as you can see, it still looks pretty nice. And I failed. Great. Anyway, while that's out of the way, I'll show one more thing I kind of already don't like about the Oculus Quest 2, and that is the boundary system, or the guardian system. Basically, let me get near something. There we go. So now that I'm nearing a wall, you can see that this barrier appears. Issue is that this barrier appears so much, and it has the warning distance between you and the actual barrier you've drawn for yourself is super big. So I thought that standing right here, where I'm standing right now, this would be a nice, big enough space for VR. But not according to this thing, because no matter where I look, if I'm standing here, and if I draw out the boundary to be just this nice little area I have here, it will show up those ugly things, those ugly borders, no matter what, making immersion pretty impossible when you have that reminder that your wall is actually right there. So what I actually do is I draw a giant play area that encompasses the entire room, furniture and all. Whoever designed the Guardian system probably hates me for it. So yeah, I do kind of understand why they do that, because they don't want to follow in the footsteps of companies like Nintendo, where people try to use motion controls and instead just collided their hands and arms and legs and heads and everything into furniture, TVs, tables, pets. So yeah, I can understand why they're doing that, but also it's so picky that I really don't like it, and the only way I can see myself using it in a space like this is if I just encompass my whole room. But also, I need to talk about another thing I've been not really liking with the Oculus Quest 2, and that is I've been really struggling to actually make it not blurry. And I've seen many people, like in my previous video, very confused about that, like how was I not able to do it, and like left a lot of suggestions. Thing is that none of them worked. And one solution I found that is, well, not the best solution, but at least it somewhat fixes the problem, is I took off the glasses spacer, because even though I wear glasses, I feel like it's actually nicer and sharper without a glasses spacer. But also I made the strap so tight, it literally hurts my forehead to play. It's literally so tight, it's hurting my scalp over here on my forehead. But that's the only way I can make it not blurry. And even then it's blurry in some scenarios. And yes, I know that IPD exists. I already have it set to the least blurry IPD, but still, the only way I can figure out how to make it not blurry is to literally make the strap so tight it physically hurts to play. So not the greatest solution, and I don't know if it's just me being a special snowflake or what, but... So, for example, what I mean is that even the text, I'm having trouble reading some of this text because it's so blurry. So I have no idea why that could be happening, but whatever. Let's just give Crybrave another go. So I can actually show you what this thing is skipped. And you see what I mean about the boundary? Like, there we go, now it's not visible. But now I'm worried I'm going to hit something. And I failed. Great. Anyway, what I also want to do for this video, that also annoyed me, is that I wanted to show exact difference between Beat Saber running off the integrated hardware and Beat Saber running off my PC. But then I found out a massive problem that may possibly be a big deal breaker to all of you hoping to play both of the integrated hardware but also off the PC. And why is the blood on my headset? And that problem is, so even though I brought the Beat Saber app on my Oculus app on the phone, which is directly tied to the Oculus Quest 2, you'd think that I'll be then able to install it on the Oculus Quest app, which is linked to the same account and everything, on my PC. But I can't. If I want to play Beat Saber via the PC with the link cable, I would have to buy Beat Saber again, which is so insanely dumb and almost downright evil and deceptive, because if I knew that would be an issue, I would have probably bought it from a better platform, maybe like Steam, and that is such an annoying problem, because that way you can't really play the same app without paying twice, both on the go and also via your PC when you want to. And that is very, very annoying. And I get it that most apps you will be playing either or. For example, Beat Saber is more meant to be played right off here because its graphics aren't great, not supposed to be great, so it runs fine off here. And of course, you really don't want the Oculus Link cable getting in your way while you're thrashing your controllers around. But there's also something to be said about it just being a downright, infuriating anti-consumer move that you can't, buy the app once and you can't just play it both on your PC and your Oculus Quest 2. Because it's the same platform, it's the same app, it's the same account, it's the same everything. But when I load up the Oculus Quest 2 app on my PC, it acts like I've never even touched Beat Saber, which is infuriating. And the worst part is that some apps do work like that and do support both PC and phone. Some don't. Some work if you do some weird stuff in Steam VR. The rules are so inconsistent that it's such a giant headache, which just makes the portable, untethered experience of the Quest 2 that more weird. So I'll definitely say, if I'm trying anything for the portable experience that's not tethered to your PC, be careful. Because, well, naturally, if you don't want to connect to your PC, then go ahead. You can just buy all your stuff via the phone app or via in the store on the Oculus Quest itself. It's completely fine. But if you want to, maybe in the future, connect up to your PC, or if you really want to experiment with both, then you really have to be careful with what you buy where, or you will regret it. Like, I'm kind of regretting it because now, if I wanted to do it for this video, I would have to buy it again, and I'm not doing that. This channel does not have that kind of budget, but it can if you support my channel on Patreon. Because $1 a month goes a long way in helping me make way better videos and some videos on way more interesting topics, and also allow me to do a proper benchmark and comparison between the two things. These are not getting annoying, and would allow me to actually make a proper comparison between the normal Beat Saber on the Oculus Quest 2 and PC version of Beat Saber. But no, instead they're expecting me to pay more for a piece of software I already own. Great logic, I know. So yeah, if you want to help make this channel even better, then I highly recommend you check out my Patreon. I'd also love to thank all my Patreons: Gavin Burns, LKB, Naomi Sushi, Ryan, Tiffany Jacobs, and Wolfie. Thank you all so much. So if you want to help with the channel on Patreon, the link to which is going to be down in the video description below. Down there, you're also going to find our Amazon Associates links where you can buy the Oculus Quest 2, because if you buy it from there, you don't pay anything extra, we get some money, so it's a win-win. Down there, you also find Discord if you want to talk to me or this or whatever else really. And that's about it, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you don't subscribe, like, whatever, and I'll see you all in what I like next. Goodbye everyone. Goodbye.